This is Mike. This is meant to be a really short screencast, which itself is kind of a trial run and kind of an experiment by me for potentially doing more screencast talks on a variety of topics. What you see on the screen now is a really simple text file I sketched out in Vim that just kind of dumps a list of topics that I might potentially talk about because there are things that I either, I have an interest in, kind of a geeky passion for, or maybe I might have something I might be able to share. I might be able to talk intelligently about, maybe contribute something to the audience. There's no real right and wrong, and I may not stick to this. This is just, again, this is really more like thinking aloud and kind of a trial run, just kind of a sketch pad here, scratch pad, sketch pad, blah 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 blah. Anyways, the DCC Dungeon Crawl Classics tabletop roleplay game and some adventure modules for it, either existing sort of commercial off-the-shelf adventure modules you can buy from Good Mini Games or third parties, or about me potentially taking a whack at designing and writing some. The 1980s Paranoia tabletop role-playing game, the Advanced Squad Leader World War II war game, first by Avalon Hill, and then now it's picked up by Multiman Publishing, and then like scenarios for it that I have an appreciation for. Empire of the Sun, a World War II Pacific Theater of Operations war game designed by Mark Herman for GMT Games, and then play strategy related to it. Slartboz, it's a real-time roguelike game that I made. I could talk about it, my vision for it, what it's doing now, what it's not doing, roadmap, and then it's potentially its first playable release. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. I'm a huge fan. I could talk about that. Latlearn, it's an open source Golang latency interpretation library that I made, and it's up on GitHub and Codeberg. I could talk about its roadmap, upcoming features, what its philosophy is, what it's designed to do, why it exists, the reason for its existence, what it's good for, what it's not as good for, what it's bad for. Golang, the Go programming language, which I happen to love. I could talk about that in general, as well as its approach to concurrency and its channel related features. Linux, and then just Unix and in general, specifically the virtual memory subsystem, and then the process and thread scheduling, and then just latency in general relative to it. Computer software, hardware, system performance overall, with maybe kind of an emphasis on latency, but just really everything related to that. And then I've got a book on it that I've been working on and off for many years. I could talk about that. Talk about electric vehicles, recharging them, OCPP, which is kind of a low-level, just kind of a networking protocol for recharging EVs, which I have some skills related to, and then solar power, wind power, and then renewables, clean energy in general. I can also talk about some ideas related to strengthening democracy. And there's one idea in particular that I really like, which I call merit-weighted voting, and I've actually sketched it out. I've written down kind of a sketch of it. I could talk about that. Not that I think there's a chance in how it would actually be implemented in real life, but I think the engineer in me thinks it's a good idea to think about and talk about, and at least try to solve it on paper, even if it's never solved in reality. Anyways, I will shut up now.